So how do you prepare for a divorce? First of all, you want to gather all of the financial documents you can. You want to gather your tax returns. That's probably the one most important document you want to gather. You want to have access to your bank statements and to your debts, other financial records. You want to make sure you have access to that and get those documents stored digitally, get them in a safe place. That will save you a lot of time and trouble once the divorce process begins. So there is this pre-divorce planning you can do. Another thing you can do if you're contemplating divorce is to go meet with a counselor, go meet with your therapist if you have one. Talk to that person about the decision you're contemplating and get that person's take on what is going on in your life. Have a good friend, one or more, who you can also talk to. Another thing that's really important, once you get in the mindset that you really are considering divorce, go meet with an attorney. Meet with an attorney for an hour, hour and a half. Take the time necessary to evaluate what your life is going to look like, what your access to your kids is going to be once a divorce is over. How's it going to affect your life financially? How's it going to affect your kids? Look at your own situation financially. You may realize that if you get a divorce where heretofore you have not had to work because your spouse maybe is working and carrying the family expenses, in a divorce, once a divorce is over, you will likely be working full time at whatever earning capacity you have. So that could affect your life. It's important to count the cost and go talk to somebody who can show you what life is going to be like financially, as well as for your children. There are certain reasons why you might want to delay a divorce. There are certain financial reasons why you might want to delay for a year or two. And your attorney can talk to you about that. That can be a very confidential, private process where you walk away with real answers on paper in terms of what your life is going to be like. In terms of what I would advise somebody talking about custody and support, first of all, in California, your custody of your children is most likely going to be equally shared. And I know a lot of people say, well, wait a minute, I'm definitely the stronger parent of the children. But courts in California are very, we would say, liberal nowadays. And they are very open to both parents having equal time shared with the children. That alone could be a effect on your children and an effect on your life. You have to look at financially, where are you going to be? Are you going to have to move from your house? Can you afford to live in the area? All of these things, it's worth talking to an attorney and figuring out financially what your life is going to be like, as well as your kids and how much you're going to have access to them. And if you are a father, your ability to have access to your children, and I'm talking about substantial access, 50-50 custody or more, there's never been a better time if you're getting divorced to get equal custody of your kids. A lot of courts nowadays assume that children are going to be living 50% with mom, 50% with dad. That's the default assumption now, and most courts say, I'm going to assume it's 50-50 custody unless one parent can convince me why it should not be. I would always analyze what life is going to be like if you're in terms of your divorce. I would go talk to somebody, get a consultation with an attorney who's going to spend the time with you just giving you information. Every case is different. Every financial circumstance is different. And you want to get a careful look at that. Sort of, we say, look before you leap. So at the Bledsoe firm, we specialize in doing that and in giving you a confidential consultation before you jump into a divorce where you have an idea of what life is going to be like after the divorce is over.